There's no one in entrepreneurship who don't have haters. You are good with people, whether you're good with friends, whether you're good with family, there will be person who will hate you, who will try to put you down. Everyone wanted to speak, right? uh,
Right.
are you willing to listen or not? This is the matter. Even in sales, if I'm going to just bombarding with my words, say we are this, we are this, we are this, you're not going to make it, right? You have to be listener, and then you can pitch whatever you wanted to pitch. Not sell anyone, right? Try to educate them. And this is what we do. So instead of selling, we educate them. We say that, hey, doesn't matter you're going to take it or not, you're going to buy or not, but these are the new solution which is there in India. These are the solution which we are building. These are the things which we are doing. So
Right.
whether if you're not take it, make sure that you are understanding this thing. So in future, whenever you want, you can get it. Doesn't matter you are getting it from Tracko or some other place. This will blow the market and all. And people are like, nah, we are not going to do it. This is what plays an important role. So in startup, I feel whichever startup has grown very big just because.
Hello everyone, welcome back to Wealth Cardio. So I'm your host Harpreet. So we have a special guest today. His name is Pratik Pandey, who is working in Tracko. Tracko is the India's one of the fastest growing company. What made them grow so fast? It's not the only service that they are providing to businesses like Godrej or like big giants, but the main thing is that their mindset. They are not making just the workers, they are making leaders. If you watch this episode till the end, then you're gonna get an idea what you need to do in a business and what you shouldn't. So buckle up and let's dive into this podcast. Thank you. Hello Pratik, how are you doing, brother?
Hey, Harpreet, I'm doing great. What's about you?
Good, good, thank you. So I know about yourself. I've seen so many of your videos on YouTube, and I know I follow you on LinkedIn too, by the way. But there are some of our audience who doesn't know about you, and please introduce yourself.
So I'm heading the entire business part in Tracko. Tracko is a startup, SaaS based in India, and we are serving more than 15 clients across India in just 1.5 year. Apart from this, I'm creating content on YouTube. I am contributing in SaaS sales society in India, and there are so many people who just get motivated to get into SaaS sales because of my content. So yeah, this is what I'm doing.
Yeah, like some people doesn't know, even doesn't know like what SaaS means. Like I'm not saying all of them, but some of them. So what is SaaS basically?
So SaaS is a new concept, not new, but very new in India. So it's a basically a type of software where people can use it and pay for the users only, right? Just not like that old softwares where you have to pay and doesn't matter you are using or not using, you have to
Yeah.
pay every month. So in this, whatever you are using, you have to pay for that only. Just take example of Google, right? Or G Suite or maybe Calendar or Drive. So
Hmm.
there are some portion where it's free. There are portion after certain limit you have to pay for it, right? So this is what SaaS is. It's a software as a service.
So basically, if we think about it, like most of the softwares like Facebook, Instagram, they all work on the SaaS, what do you call it, framework, we can say. Like they all charge money, but indirectly that we don't see. Even they don't charge from us, but they do charge from other people, like marketing services that they do perform on Instagram or Facebook, whatever platform it is, right? And yeah, that's right,
Yeah, we can call it. We can
right.
call them SaaS, and even Netflix is the one of the biggest example, right? The biggest benefit of SaaS that you don't have to install softwares in your hardware, right?
Hmm.
Just like old one. If
Yeah,
I take example of Excel, you have to use Excel in your hardware, your laptop, right? But G Drive or Google Sheet, you can use it anywhere on internet. You don't have to download it. You don't have to put in your laptop. So this is
right.
what it is.
Yeah, yeah, that's right. Even first of all, like even I was one of them, like who didn't know like what SaaS actually means. I said service area provider, something like that. You know, sometimes you start making up things, and they said like, oh, just Google it. So then I found out like about it.
Yeah.
Then I researched. Then I saw your videos too, by the way, recently, and you explained videos very well, by the way. That's a plus point.
Thank you so much. And there are things in India, especially when we talk about softwares, right? So most of the people think that there are only developers and coders who are creating software, and this is how companies are running, right? But there are
Yeah,
so many operations going on, there are so many sales going on. People don't know about that, and this is what I'm trying to do. I'm trying to explain things which people know that if you're not from coding background or if you're not from technical background, still you can work in a software company, still you can work in a SaaS company, and
right.
this is what people don't know.
That's right. But the main thing is like how you got into Tracko. Like, what was the reason behind it? Was there you like you dreamt for it, or it was your idea? What was the concept?
So it's very funny story. So I was on
Okay.
a visit, right? One of when I was working in previous organization, one of a client was there, and I was visiting that client. And that
Yeah.
time I met the founder of Tracko, and they approached me, "Why don't you join us? We are very new and we don't have people." Like I was the third person who joined Tracko, and since then we are growing. We are a team of 25, 30 people, and
Okay.
in 1.5 year we have onboarded so many clients. So eventually I come on board and there was only one product in Tracko. Now we have more than three, four products and we are serving different areas in our segment. So we are logistics software. So we provide solutions to the manufacturing companies like Accent SR, companies like Godrej. These are the company who are using our solutions. So they have to manage their logistics, and for that they need software. They need uh, some kind of automation, especially after COVID, when people are not working, on place, and you have lots of things going on.
Yeah.
And you will be surprised to know that from manufacturing plant to delivering any material at your doorstep, there are so many things happen. We just think that we have to order on Amazon or Flipkart and then we will get it, but that's not a thing. There's so many logistics happen, there's so many warehousing going on, and for all of these things you have to communicate with the people. You have to give updates, right? And this is what Traco is trying to solve. This is what we are trying to do. We are trying to automate the processes. We are trying to reduce the hustle, and we are trying to save cost on this also.
Okay, 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 okay. We will come on this point, but there was a second question that how you got into this mindset? What was the things that you follow and you got okay, I want to do this, I want to do my business, or I want to be an entrepreneur. And what was the reason behind building this mindset? Basically, the question is.
Oh, okay. So, there's two kind of people you'll find in your entire work journey, especially whether you're working in a company or whether you're entrepreneur. The first who take decision and work as an individual and they lead the entire thing, right? You will
Right,
find people, you will find even working in a company, they are not entrepreneur, but they have a mindset of entrepreneur. They are taking decision. They are leading the entire thing, right? They are go get the thing done kind of person. And the second type of person, they follow the leaders. They know how to do things, then they are very good with doing things, but they are not capable of taking decisions, right? And I was always kind of person who wanted to do something new, always try to do something new, right? So let me give you example. Recently we started sending cold emails with the memes. In India, when you are sending memes to, founders, CEOs of multi-billionaire companies, right? Like HUL, Unilever, Dabur. People are afraid to send memes to this kind of people, right? But we are doing it. We are trying so many things. So this is what I was always trying to do, and I always wanted to do this kind of thing. When Tracko opportunity comes to me, there was only one line which attracts me, that no one going to stop you to do whatever you wanted to do. And this is how I came into Tracko, right? And this is what every day excite me. Every day we are trying something new, every day we are exploring something new. We are not afraid of doing something which going to, someone going to say that, yeah, please don't do it. This is not good, right? So no one going to tell you that don't do it, right? And this is why I choose to be entrepreneur. This is why I choose to be here. uh, because eventually you will earn money, right?
right,
Eventually there are people who are working in job and they are earning more than entrepreneurs, right? uh,
right,
there are so many people who are doing job for someone else and they are getting much comfortable, right, life. But the excitement, the grill, the opportunity to share their story, it's very less with them. I have more power to say whatever I wanted to say about me, myself, and my company. Right?
right,
If I
right,
have to work for someone else, I don't had that power. I was kind of restricted with the words, limits, and everything. So this is
right.
what excites me, and that's why I'm here.
Okay, okay, good to see you as well. So, by the way, like there is a wave going around in the world right now. Like, the so many motivators are trying to say like, okay, grow up, and everybody say like grow up means to say like, yo, we have to be entrepreneur. We are not gonna do 9 to 5 job. But basically, if you are comfortable, if you like your job, if you're earning good money, if you're happy, then you don't need to go do anything else, because that's the main target that we have, right? So to make our life easy and to be happy always with our family, and that's it. That's what everybody wants, right? And yeah, but I don't know, like some people, like they would say, they say like, not some, but a lot of people say like, we want to be entrepreneur, but they don't see the hustle that is going behind the scene, that we see only people on the camera smiling on the camera. Okay, this is my company, I'm running this company, but they don't see the sweat they're like losing in the time of running their business, by the way. So
Yeah, and let me share one thing which is very brutal about the doing entrepreneurship and everything, right? Uh, when you are getting so many fame, right? So many people will start hating you. There's no one in entrepreneurship who don't have haters, right? So whether you are good with people, whether you're good with friends, whether you're good with family, there will be person who will hate you, who will try to put you down, and that makes me sad. So when you are seeing people smiling, getting fame and everything, right? They are kind of winner in worlds, but you don't know what's going on in their head, in their heart, right? Are they able to sleep in night or not? Are they really wanted to do it or not? After a certain time, when you are very successful, when you are people looking at you, you cannot quit that part, right? You have to keep going. You have to keep hustling, whether you want it or not. So again, after certain time, after certain period, it's kind of same thing. It's kind of, you have to carry that baggage.
right,
In
right.
job, you can leave that organization. You can go some and work somewhere else, right? But here you cannot leave, you cannot run away.
Mhm.
Whether you wanted to do it or not, you have to keep going on. So this is what it is.
There is another point that people call it like, we don't want to work 9 to 5, but if they want to quit 9 to 5, they have to work 24/7 actually. so
Yeah, yeah,
so
it is,
choice is
it
there, right?
is.
That's the another thing.
Yeah.
Okay, but okay, let's come back to Tracko. So what do you do actually in Tracko? Like what is Tracko basically does?
If anyone can say that what they do in startup, they are lying, right?
No,
So
no, like
so you
I
have to
know
do,
it. I
you
know it. But
yeah, so
still,
you have to do multiple things, in startup.
yeah,
You have to, so being a founding member or being a co-member, you have to do multiple things. So I take care
right,
of sales, I take care of operation, I take care of marketing, branding, whatever content will go on LinkedIn or on website, everything I have to see, right? How people are talking to clients, that I have to see. How anyone, replying on a WhatsApp message to client, that I have to take care of. So these all things I'm doing. So in a nutshell, I'm taking care of entire business growth, where branding, marketing, sales, operation, everything plays a role. Apart from this, in Tracko, apart, like what's best about Tracko, that here you have a freedom to do whatever you wanted to do, right? So I also take care of the things which our product manager have to do. So I also involve myself in planning to what's new we are going to build, right? What new kind of software we are going to build, what new features going to delivered in next Scrum or next, maybe release. So this is what is happening in Tracko. When I started in Tracko, there were few people, small team, one product, and we were happy and going on, right? But then
right,
a reality hit, right? We cannot go longer with a one product, or we can, especially in India,
right,
where people have talent, where teams are very strong. Here, if you not do something new, you will not get into, market. People will come and they will throw you out. So here you have to do something new every day. Here you have to think that how you can grow, how you can onboard new clients every day, right? So this is what we are doing. We are trying to do something new every day, and we are trying to grow as much as possible in a small time frame. So we are very young company. We are just 1.5 year company, and
hmm.
still we are doing, and we are competing with the people who are here from last 10 years, last 6 years, last 5 years. So this is very exciting to see that how we are doing these all things.
But what makes your company different from others? Like if they are trying so hard And as it's a new company, it's only 1.5 years old. Is the enthusiasm in the team, or is the technology, or is the mindset that everybody is using in the field? What do you think?
So I always believe, enthusiasm plays a bigger role, right? So if
Right,
sometimes if you lose a client, right, that doesn't mean they have good product or they have good pricing. That
right,
simply means they have a better enthusiastic salesperson who are very enthusiastic, and he's capable of doing the sales more than your enthusiasm, right? So it's
right.
all about enthusiasm and how actively you wanted to help your client, how actively you wanted to sell that product for their benefit, right?
Hmm.
So nowadays the buyer are very sensible, right? 2023 is the best time for the buyers because they have entire data in front of them. They can easily reach out to anyone. They can easily research about the product, about the team, especially in B2B. So
Hmm.
they can think they can easily get to know that what Tracko is doing and why Tracko is doing, right? Uh, Even if I'm lying, I'm saying that, hey, I'm doing this, and all. They can easily find out that no, Pratik
Yeah.
is lying, right? And this is what, and that's the sad part too. But yeah, so if you are not, truly wanted to help your client,
Hmm.
they are not going to buy it. So you have to enthusiastic, and you also have to, open to help your client and capable of serving them in a better way than other, right? I also feel we will also try not to do these things, but yeah, I feel after certain time, the ego comes in that organization, right? So if you go to, let me give you example. So if you go to Google, right, and you will say that, hey, I have this pain, can you solve it for me? They will they will say, like, who are you, man? Are you able to pay me with that much of amount or not, right? But
Right.
think about the Google when it was about to start, right? That time if you ask anything, they will build it for you, right? This is what happened. So being a young company, we have that freedom to do anything, right?
Hmm.
And the challenge with a bigger company that they cannot do it, and that's
Right.
why I guess we are more capable of getting more clients. So yeah.
Even there is a, like as you said, like you don't have any the boundary kind of stuff. You are free, and you can do whatever you want to. Like, mean to say, uh there is a podcast that I was listening to. I forgot the name of it, and they were saying like, where in a company, employees can, yeah, it was Ashneer Grover, he was talking about this. So he said, if in the company they have a like ability to talk to anybody, even a boss, like properly, like however, if like friends, we talk to our friends, we say like, okay, this is bad and you shouldn't be doing it. If we can like point out the mistakes, even our higher authorities, so it means the company is gonna do well, because there is no, filters. Where in company there are no filters, that gonna grow for sure. That's what I found out, and I that made sense to me as well.
Yeah, yeah. So in Tracko, our people bluntly say that this is not going to work, or this is not, I don't want to do it, right? So
Right.
I propose lots of ideas that, hey, let's do it, let's do it. This is something exciting me, and this will blow the market and all. And people are like, nah, we are not going to do it. This is not, we are going to do it. Even the people who are, like they're just joined 2 3 months back, they are also putting their ideas. Ki, Pratik, do you really think it's going to work? Because I don't
Uh-huh.
think so, right? And this is true. Like when you people afraid that they cannot say something, and they cause, then you're just a one person, right? And you are
Right.
trying to lead the entire organization, and you might be wrong, you might be right, right? So if you're right, then it's good. But if you're wrong, it's totally blunder. But when you have people who can put their ideas, and they can easily say that, yeah, this is not good, we are not going to do it, right? Then you have 5 or 6 or 7 or 10, or entire team is there to either take it or leave it, right?
Right.
So this is what happened. And one more thing, if you are not allowing your team members to say whatever they wanted to say, they are not going to stay with you. They are going to leave it very soon. They are going to leave your organization very soon, right?
Right.
Because everyone like to be a speaker, everyone wanted to speak, right? uh,
Right.
are you willing to listen or not? This is the matter. Even in sales, if I am going to just bombarding with my words, say we are this, we are this, we are this, you're not going to make it, right? You have to be listener, and then you can pitch whatever you wanted to pitch, right? And this is what
Right.
happened in our organization and work culture also. So so far we have retained entire our team, right? No one have left us, right?
Hmm.
If there is any special reason, because of their study or maybe higher study or something like that, then they left, or else they are staying, they're not going to leave, just because we listen them, we o- give them a platform to share whatever they wanted to share, right? And this is what makes a company good retained company, right? So uh, lots of people ask me, right, how you choose team, right? Why they are not going to leave it? There are people who are getting better offer, right, but still
Okay.
they are not leaving. And
Okay.
it's just because they are here, they can share whatever they wanted to say. So whenever anyone tell me that, hey, I need off, right, or I'm not feeling like working today, or I have to go somewhere, I am going out with my friends, in Tracko, there's a no ask policy for leaves. We don't ask that why you are not working, why
Okay.
you are not here, where you are going. They just have to drop a message. I'll be not available today, right?
Okay.
And we will say okay. That's
Okay.
all. And it's an entire organization, not in my team only, not in sales, not in operation, in every team, whether it's a DevOps, whether it's a development, whether it's a coder, whether it's a operation, whether it's a sales marketing. They say that I'm not available, and we say it's okay, right? And this is what makes entire team so. And again, there are people who work at 2 o'clock, there are people who work at 3 o'clock, right? And we don't ask them to work. They're working because they wanted to work. And and in return we can give it just a small thing, that we don't ask why you are not working. If you need leave, you can take it. So yeah.
Okay. I think that's the also like plays a big role, but doesn't it sometimes feels like okay, it is not going as planned, like somebody calls off and it's an important meeting, or they don't do it like that, but they do take care of all those things, right? But like let's say there is an important meeting and somebody says he was gonna deliver the speech, he said, okay, I'm not coming today, I'm sick, kind of stuff, and they don't let you know, isn't it like a little bad? What do you think?
So so I feel with us here we are lucky, right? Whenever anything important, very, very important, people, whether if they are very, very, tired, or they are not wanted to work or something like that, even, or they are like in fever, still they do that work, still they attend that
Okay.
meeting, still they do it, right? And that's the beauty of our team. But
Hmm.
there's no false reason, or they did it, they are very honest with their work, they are very honest with their work, and that's why we know that they are honest, right? If they need
Okay.
leave, they can simply take it. So that's the important part. But again, culture plays a very important role, right? Might be I cannot do it when I have 500 or 600 team members, right? I was not able to know everyone individually, right? But right
Right.
now, when I have 35, 40 people, I know everyone individually. I know how that people are, right? And I have picked those team members, right, by myself, right? It's not just a random interview, right? I know these people from last few years or maybe few months, right? So every team member so far are in our team. They have picked up by someone who have already there in core team member, right? So I
Okay.
built my entire operation team from the people whom I know from my previous job. So this is why I know that these are the people who are very honest and they are dedicated to the work.
Okay. So, are there like core values that you take care when you hire them? You take care like, okay, if the values are matching, although like we need to have the different skills, right? If they have different skills, but the
Yeah.
values matching, that's the formula that you used when you hire them, when you take them in the company, or there is something else?
So the single thing which I look into any people, or maybe our entire Tracker team looks in any people, that that person individual, leader or not, is this person going to take decision or not, right? There are so many things which that person have to do in a startup, right? And at that moment he have to take that decision, right? He cannot wait for me to tell him that, hey, you have to do this, right? So
Hmm.
this is what we look into, right? So whenever we are going to hire someone, right, we make sure that that person have that kind of motivation, that kind of enthusiasm to work in a startup. And when that person comes on board, he have freedom to take decision, and he is taking decision, he capable of taking decision. So this is what it is. So if you hire a person who always followed the decision or followed the rule or followed, someone instruction, he will wait for your instruction, right? And in startup you don't have that much time, right? I'm occupied entire day. I'm on meeting, I'm in calls, I'm on plant visit or something like that, right? I cannot pick my team members every day, right? I cannot call everyone to instruct them that, hey, you have to do this things, right? So at that particular time moment, they have to take decision, they have to go forward with that decision. And this is what plays an important role. So in startup, I feel whichever startup has grown very big, just
Right.
because the first 40, 60 people are individuals decision maker. They take decision on that particular time when they need it. So yeah, that's why they have grown so big.
Okay, that's a good thing. I think that's the what was the main thing that I found out in your conversation when you were talking about the hiring process and the decision making thing. So I think like you guys do not hire only the team members. You do basically look for the leaders who can like find out the way to work on their own. Like even they if they are not instructed to, like the crucial thing, if they have to make the decision and there is no time to ask for the authorities as well, they make the right one, right? That's the main thing, but depends on company's growth.
Yeah, and one more thing, when you hire this kind of people, you also have to give them freedom to take decision, right? So
Yeah.
there are certain time when there are people who have said no to certain clients that we are not going to work with them, and we didn't ask why we are not going to work with them, right? We have said if you have restricted to working with that person, we are okay with that. That doesn't matter,
Okay.
right? Because we understand that why you have taken the decision. There are certain time when our team members said that, hey, we are not going to do these things, right? And we are not going to build these things, we are not going to deliver these things, and we haven't said that why you are not doing this thing, right? That client is very big or something like that. We don't do it. If that decision has been taken by some of our team member, we are going with that decision. We definitely analyze that how why that decision has been taken, right? What was the scenario, why this person has this kind of mindset while taking that decision. This all we analyze, but we never say and change that decision. We always go
Right.
with that decision which has been taken by team members. So even with the processes, if some of my team member have already said that we are going to do this kind of demo, the first thing we are going to this and then we will do this thing. So I never say that why we are changing the processes, uh, why we are not doing the old process, right? Why we are implementing this new process.
Right.
Because these all team members are working towards same mission, and if you not give the freedom to do, they will get irritated, they will get bored, and they will leave the company, because they are not the one who are going to stay with you if you try to push them, right? You have to give them liberty, you have to give them freedom to take decision and implement those decisions. So this is what you have to do. If you're not going to do it, you will definitely not going to make a good team, right? Eventually these
Right.
are the people who are uh, going to lead the entire organization. These are the people who are going to take it ahead, right? So if you're
Mhm.
not building leaders right now, after 5 years or 10 years, no, you cannot pick someone from outside and make them sit in front in top of these people, right? They will not going to work, they will leave your company. I have seen companies where the people who are into core team member who have built entire these things, and someone else from outside came and they sit on that their top, and these people who have put in their sweat, their blood, they left that organization, right? And after a
Right.
certain time, that organization will definitely going to down, they are definitely going to kill themselves. Because if you're not pulling your team members, the core team members, the first team members who are there with you, you are not going to survive in the market, because they know their product, they know what they have built, they know that how they have built, right? Someone else coming from outside and sitting on top of them, they cannot build that kind of thing, right?
Right. Right. That's actually right. And there is another thing that you just said like few minutes ago. That was the strategies thing. Like when you contact, like when you like basically approach clients, right, for the sales, what are the strategies that you use? Like you said, the cold emails, one of them, And what are the other strategies that you use that work really well, like according to you?
So, Harpreet, in India, the especially the B2B sales, SaaS sales, most of the people relying on outbound sales processes, right? There are team members, there are sales people who are reaching out to clients, they are doing cold calling, they are sending cold mails, right? All these
Right,
things happening. We are trying to reverse it. We are trying to become mix of B2C in terms of lead generation and always be a B2B while doing the sales, right? So we are
okay,
trying to generate inbound leads as much as possible, right? So 7 of our 10 demos booked online, and that came in, right? That's a totally inbound leads, right? So we are doing the mail blast, and our email marketing is very strong, right? So we
right,
send lots of emails, right? Different kind of regions, different kind of industry, different kind of people, and every mail template is customizable. Every mail template is, kind set for the people whom we are going to send, right? So there are 20, 30 mail templates, and people use from those templates. And again, we keep trying to do something new every time we think that this is something we can do it, right? So email is a major area where we are getting leads, right? Apart from that, we are also getting social media marketing and YouTube videos, all these things also happening. So
right.
I don't think that we work as a media company, right? So we are though enterprise software, right? But
Yeah,
we work as a media company. We try to indulge ourselves in the way that people can easily find out and people can see that what we are doing.
right,
So recently we started posting storyboards. Recently we started posting comic kind of content, right? Where our teammates, the way Dunjo do it, the way Zomato do it, right? So this
right.
is what we are trying to do. We are trying to play as a media B2C company, but still we are a B2B company, right? The
Okay,
best part about why we are trying to do it, why we are not trying to become that kind of old B2B company, because uh, when people see some kinds of exclusivity, right? Some kind of new things which is happening, something exclusive, people always make interest in that thing, right?
right.
If you
That's
see Pratik as a head sales, right? Business
yeah,
developer, or maybe a head of business growth. I'm just
yeah,
a business growth manager, right? If you see Pratik as a podcaster, I'm just a podcaster. If you see a Pratik who is creating content on LinkedIn, I'm just a content creator on LinkedIn. But if you see a Pratik who is head of business growth of a growing startup, he is doing podcasts and he's also creating content on LinkedIn. This is something exclusive, right? You will
right,
hardly find one or two people who is doing these things, and that's why you wanted to talk to me, right? That's why I will also like to talk to you, because you are also doing multiple things, right? And this is
right,
why people go for exclusive things. So we always try to do something exclusive. We always try to do something which is not done by anyone else, especially in our competitors. So that's why people come to us, and they are likely to take our solution, and this is again one thing which makes our stand out in front of our competitor.
that's absolutely right. That's the one thing that that came into my mind too. And there is another thing that when I saw your profile on LinkedIn, so there was a, when you were saying like you're doing work in Tracko, like okay, this, and then I searched on YouTube, then videos came out, and I saw some advertisements too after that. And what actually happened in those things was something that was an idea that came into my mind, or like 6 months, 6 years ago. You probably heard it. There is no idea that is a like fresh idea. So whatever
Yeah,
we
yeah.
are thinking today, it might have been like thought like with hundreds or 10,000 time, like with somebody. So what happened at that time? I was in college and I was doing study, and it was a government project that came to
Mhm.
us. So it was a request from deputy commissioner. He said, "Okay, I want to build a website which controls the all the transportation that we do for the wheat or the rice or whatever. Okay, you have to make a route, special route, that can like that can make our core cost go low. Okay, so it was
Right.
cost effective idea basically. So we started working
Right.
on it, and bro, it blew our mind. It was a crazy big project. It looks like, okay, we can do it, it's easy, it's not a big deal. But when we started doing it, there were rules, there were the storage area, there were the fuel consumption, and a lot of stuff came into the way. And we said like, okay, this is gonna be expensive. Then that was an idea that we started. And for some reasons I had to come to Canada. I left India at that time. And that was the thing that came into my mind. Then I said like, that was kind of similar idea that we had once, and you guys got it really far. And bravo, bravo. Actually, I was really
Yeah.
impressed. I
So
said, okay, yeah,
yeah, so like so this Tracko is not doing something which is not done by someone else earlier, right? There were
right,
players who have tried it. There were players who have successfully done it, right? The main thing that in India, when you meet this logistics people, the people who are actually doing the work, right?
right,
6 years ago, I was sure, I'm sure that even if you build the best solution for optimizing the route, the people who are going to take that route will not drive as per your route, right? The
right.
driver will say, I will not go this way. This is the best way, right? Because my house is in this way and I'll take tiffin from my house. That's why I'm not going to take that route, right? And this is the
Yes,
most challenging things, right? Even in India, there are people who don't know how to use mobile phone in logistics, right? They are
that's
still
true.
using that keypad phone,
Hmm.
right? They don't use WhatsApp, right? So when we go and we say that, hey, we will optimize your route, hey, we will optimize your load, we will uh, uh, automate the entire negotiation part with your transporter, they still don't know how to do it. They still don't know how we can do it, right? They will simply say people are not going to do it, and they are not going to accept it, right? Here's when you cannot sell anyone, right? Try to educate them, and this is what we do. So instead of selling, we educate them. We say that, hey, doesn't matter you're going to take it or not, you're going to buy or not, but these are the new solution which is there in India. These are the solution which we are building. These are the things which we are doing. So
Right.
whether if you're not take it, make sure that you are understanding this thing. So in future, whenever you want, you can get it. Doesn't matter you are getting it from Tracko or some other players, but at least you have to knowledge that these are the things which is there, right? So this is what we are trying to do. So uh, if you see the Tracko piece, right, we are also trying to create an ecosystem where we are building educational product. We are also trying to launch some kind of white paper. We are also trying to putting so many educational content, right, where people
Right.
can understand that what is happening in India, what is happening in logistics. So our mantra was very simple, that we are not going to sell it, we are going to educate it, and we will make sure that every person in India in logistics will understand it, how they can automate their work. So
Right.
I feel this is thankless job in India, where if you are in logistics, right? You don't treat your driver very well. We don't treat our drivers very well. Whether if you are truck driver, people will make fun of you, right? People will think that you only drink and then drive, right? You always use bad language or something like that, right? You
Yeah.
always keep talwar in your cabinet, right? These all things happen. We have seen it movies, right? And that's the sad past, right? And
Yeah.
this is why we are not trying to sell anything. We are just trying to educate people, and we wanted to make sure that everyone know that what is happening in this entire ecosystem.
And even if you know, like, to support your point, the transportation system is actually backbone of any country. Like, if their
Right.
transportation, mainly the trucking industry, if that is not working well, so you can see their economy dropping like crazily. Even in Canada, they have the major import export business that is done. It is by trucks. Like 1 year ago, there was a strike. Truck driver striked, like for COVID vaccines, and it was not a valid kind of reason, but still some say like, okay, we're not gonna talk about that thing. Okay, so at that time, the economy was going crazy. Whenever we were going to Walmart, we were going to any store, we are not getting any fruit, we don't have any vegetables, and like stock was going out of stock, like there was not enough
Right.
food in the stores, right? So you see, like it happened only for a week, and people were going crazy. People started stocking up. Maybe they are not gonna do for another, like the resume their business for another 2 3 weeks, and it's gonna be crazy. But that was for only 1 week. But people still don't see it like, okay, this is a reputed job. This, we should respect them. And yeah, you're right. But this is the plus point that I wanted
So
to add.
I Yeah, I always feel if real anyone wanted to know that why this is very important and why we should respect, these truck drivers, the people who are in low stake, they are who are working in warehouse, go sit in a truck and stay in that truck for 7 days at least, or take a trip
Yeah,
to somewhere, right? And you will realize that how hard it is to sitting on a wheel and driving 2000 3000 kilometers, right,
right,
continuously. How hard it
right,
is to not taking bath, how hard it is to just sleeping on floor or eating somewhere where the entire dust is there, right? So
right.
this is a thankless job. And the bad part, people think that there's so many corruption in logistics, and there is. So even any honest people going to work in logistics, he
Yeah,
is seen as a corrupt people, right? He
right.
all every people think like he's corrupt, but that is not there. I have seen people who are very honest with their work and they are doing great work, but somehow you will listen that there are people talking that he's corrupt, he's building home because he's
Uh,
taking money, right? He's
Yeah,
doing something under the table. So yeah, and that's what we are trying to change.
that's why you are here. So,
Yeah.
but you know it. Like, I don't know if it's true or not, but as far as like I'm hearing from my friends, even like from the white people, like Indians are always saying it, and they are saying like India's economy is gonna grow much faster as it hasn't ever in the past. It's gonna be much stronger economy and a much better country in upcoming maybe 10 years. And hopefully we're gonna achieve that. And by the way, the recession is hitting in Canada and the US so badly, brother. The amount that we were paying for the food, we were paying for the rent for last 2 years ago, and it is doubled now. We are paying double,
Yeah.
almost double. And I visited India last in the beginning of this year, and I found it happy. I was liking it, but eventually I had to come back here. And yeah, hopefully. But there is one more question that rose with the economy strength. That where do you see your company in upcoming 5 years?
It's like, so we yesterday we had a entire team meetings, right? So from last 3 days, our entire, so we have a hybrid system. There are a few people who work in office, there are a few people who are working from home. So
Right.
entire our team was in office from last 3 days, right? And we were planning that what we are going to do in next year, what we are going to do
Hmm.
after 5 years, right? So in recently we onboarded one of our first client, who are from Malaysia, right? So we are going to start selling in Malaysia also. Uh,
Okay.
so uh, so it's hard to say that where we wanna see ourselves, right? So we are not the people who just wanted to play the valuation game. So I will not say that we wanted to see ourselves as a unicorn or something, launch IP or something like that. That is not the thing which we wanted to do. I just want to say that in every Indian manufacturing plant will use our solution in upcoming 5 years. All right. And this is what the goal is. This is what we are going
Right.
to do. So we will try to solve Indian logistic misery as much as possible. And again, learning from India, we will also sell our softwares to the other countries who need it, right? So whether it's a
Right.
Malaysia, right, US, UK, European region, right, and all this country, definitely we are going to tap. So the 5 years goal is very simple. We are going to deliver our software to all the manufacturing companies in India who are there, who are using logistics. They will definitely use our solution.
That was the best statement that I love to hear about it. Hear about basically. So if you see people here, right, in Canada, Canadian companies are trying to get into Indian market. They are trying so hard. Believe me, they are trying so hard to get into Indian market because Indian doesn't know, like some people doesn't know that the ability in Indian market is so high than the foreign markets, right? Because we are
Right.
1.5 billion people, I think, right, in India. And
Yeah.
that's why every foreign company want to go into India, because they know the power of Indian community and economy. And yeah, even the Tesla, they are so eager to go to
Right.
India, but there are so many restrictions that government is playing around. But sometimes I think like it's a good thing, because our companies are also doing good, like Tata and all that stuff. They are trying to do better things, but our somewhere our consumer thinking is also not that level high. And hopefully we will see some change, like as people like at our age, they are growing, they are understanding the market, they are understanding the consumer, they know how to spend money, they know how to invest money, right? And so the level
Yeah.
of thinking that we had 10 to 20 years ago at our homes, that is changing, right? So we can see our
Yeah.
generation, our upcoming generation, like with a higher IQ, and that is for sure gonna do well in the life.
Yeah, so there's one more thing. Why outside companies are not able to do it in India? Like Netflix is almost going to, close their business in India.
Right.
But Indian companies are growing good outside India, because
That
if you can sell it anything in India now, you can sell anywhere across globe. Indian
okay.
people are so hard to sell, right? They
Yeah.
will negotiate with you. They
Yeah.
are hard to close, right? If you go and pitch it software in India, people will say,
Mm.
why I'll pay for this, right? I need this free. I need this software, but I'm not going to pay it, right? It should be
Yeah.
free.
Yeah.
Technology should be free in India. And that's what makes Indian buyers very hard to crack. And so if you're starting in India, selling these people first, then you can go globally easily. But if you're starting somewhere else and trying to come in India, it will take decades to understand how Indian people buy. Just
Yeah.
like our
That's right.
our family, members, just like our mothers, our sisters who are going into market, if they don't go Chandni Chowk to bargain, they will not enjoy the shopping. If you take it to the mall, they will not like it because there's no bargaining. But if you take
Yeah.
it to Chandni Chowk or Sarojini, they will enjoy it because there are so many bargaining. And that's what it is, right? That's how Indian people buy.
It's in our genes basically. We know how to
Right.
sell, and we know how to bargain basically. So yeah, that's actually the point that you just said is the like thing that some people has to learn the marketing, how to market their stuff. Some people had to
Right.
know like how to sell their stuff, but our parents have already taught us how to sell their stuff, right? Okay, if you do that, I will get you that. If you do this stuff, I will get you this. Okay, I'm gonna give you this much money. Okay, get some groceries. Or like our parents go, like mother sisters go market. Okay, नहीं भैया महंगा है, सस्ता करो, नहीं तो मैं और कहीं देख लूंगी.
Right.
This is the one line
True.
that kills, like the market, and they get it for much cheaper price. If I go to market, I would give them 20 rupees for I don't know whatever stuff, and our parents can get it
Right.
like 10 rupees. And you see, like I paid
Even lower
twice
than
as much.
that.
Yeah, even lower than that. धनिया फ्री है उसके साथ.
Right.
तो हम बहुत नीचे की बात कर रहे थे, बट द थिंग इज कि मार्केट वहीं से स्टार्ट होती है, बिजनेस वहीं से स्टार्ट होता है. अगर
Right.
हमें बिजनेस सीखना है ना, तो वो स्ट्रीट वाले होते हैं ना जो बंदे, वो उनका दिमाग बहुत होता है. एंड इट
So
इज.
there's a one more thing which I very observe closely. If you see the hawkers in India, right? Every
या.
morning they set their stores, right? They put things on street. They decorate their stores, and it's look perfectly fine. There's so many things you can buy it from a street hawkers, right? And every night they again box it up, bundle it up, and they take it on their bag to home, right?
राइट.
And this is their daily job. This is their daily job, and they are still with that passion. They are enthusiastic with the sales, right? If you go, they will say, "Arey bhaiya, arey bhabhi, ye le lo, right? Ye dikhata hu." And they are so into sales, right? If if anybody have to do all these things, they will get frustrated. What the fuck I'm doing, right? Why I'm removing these all things? Why I don't have place? Why don't I have desk? Right? I see so many people in office. They go, they sit. I was like, oh, and then they open the laptop, right? And that's a tougher task for them, right? So if
Yeah.
you see these hawkers, these people who are selling on street, you can learn a lot from them. They can easily teach you that how to be motivated with the sales, how to
Mm.
set up their stores, how to bundle up things, how which location will be the perfect location to sell things, right? Is the metro site, is the market, is the like starting of the market or end of the market or middle of the market. They are very precise with their things, and they know how to sell it. And you can learn a lot from these streets, especially Indian street.
Right. And even they do have a power to read people's mind. They can tell right away, okay, he's gonna
Right,
buy. He's gonna buy. It doesn't matter how
right,
much I'm gonna charge him, he's gonna buy. Because it happened with
right,
me. Like when I went to India, I went to the store for something to ask, and they said like, okay, this is this 1,000 rupees. I came out, I told my friend, he said, what? No, 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 you stay here. He went in, he bought it in the half of the price. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know what was the reason behind
right.
it. He never told me the what we call the hack, what he used. But yeah, so these are the crazy things that people do basically. And yeah,
Right,
let's
right.
move forward. Let's move forward. Otherwise, we're gonna be just talking about that market. Okay, so there are some things that people have in common. So they say like, okay, we are same people, like we are doing, let's say we are doing jobs, but there are some qualities that makes a person different from others, right? What do you think there are like some qualities in you that you think that makes you different from other, like in the terms of selling, in the terms of doing marketing, in the terms of letting people know about yourself, in the terms of making network? It could be anything.
Okay, so uh now there are so many influencer going on social media, right? And they will say you have to learn saying no, you have to learn saying no, you have to learn saying no, right? I
Right.
believe you have to learn saying yes to the things, right? So I have said yes to every opportunity which comes on my place, right? So when I was when I just passed out from graduation, right, college, I was not aware that what I should do. And then suddenly a college placement comes in, and I said yes to that college placement. I got a job in ICICI. Then I got an opportunity to work within a startup, which was a logistic startup. I said yes to that
Mm,
opportunity. Then they
mm,
asked me to come into their software part where they have built the software and they were selling to the people, right? I said yes, definitely I'm going to do it, right? Then my brother asked me to create YouTube videos, start creating YouTube videos. I said yes to that, and I started creating YouTube videos, right? Then someone asked me that why don't you write on LinkedIn? I said definitely, I'll definitely going to write on LinkedIn, and then I started posting on LinkedIn, right? Then in Tracko also, people asked me to join Tracko to do something which is no one was doing as a third member of organization. I said yes to this, right? So instead of learning saying no, definitely you have to say no to lots of things, right? But you have to learn saying yes too, right? You have to learn saying yes, where you have to say yes and how you have to say yes, right? uh, you have seen people who are there and they are saying that this is not my job, I'm not going to do it, right? And this is what makes them stay at that level, right? If someone
right.
asks me to do something which I'm not capable of, or I don't have time for that, I'll definitely say yes. I'll figure out how I can do it, how I can manage
Right.
time for that, right? And that's what makes me different from other people. I always try to say yes as much as possible, and I try to do those things. And so if I had said no to creating YouTube videos, I was not a YouTube content creator, right? If I had said no to posting content on LinkedIn, I might
Right.
not be there, right? If I said no to this tracker job, I was not be here, right? If I said no to you, I we were not talking like this, right? So
Exactly.
instead of learning saying no, first learn saying yes. If you have said so many years in your career, your life, then start learning saying no when you literally don't have any years left, right, in your life. And this is what makes me different.
That was the first thing that I ever heard from somebody saying that. Like everybody's saying, like, say no, say no, say no to friends, say no to anybody, like say to no to some opportunities. But that was the first time that I heard about it. And thank to you. Like if you haven't started saying yes, and oh, for sure we are not gonna be sitting here, right? So yeah, thank
Right.
you, thank you. And I, c- I,
So
yeah,
like there's a one more myth, just to add one more point, right? There's one more thing which I also like to share with the people, right, who are watching this video or might be, stuck somewhere in their life, right? And they are not able to think, right? So there are so many people will say no to this, and even your mind will also say no to this, because your mind and the people and the society is trained you to be in your comfort zone, and that's why you are saying no and you are feeling good about that because you said no. And this is how the entire social media, putting content on your head that saying no is a good thing. But if you don't say yes, if, let's say, someone asking you to go out, if you don't say yes, how you'll enjoy that outing, right? If someone
right,
asking you to go on a date and you don't say yes, how you understand that person? Might be that person would be your future partner, life partner, right? So
right,
if someone asking you to do something, if you are not saying no, at least don't, like, if you're not saying yes, at least don't say no, right? Keep it for a future reference, or maybe keep it for a future, like, the moment you'll say no, no itself a negative thing, right? And don't, no one like negative thing, right?
right.
And this is what happened. This is what start negativity in your life. The moment you start saying negative things, your life will become so negative, right? So start saying yes, start putting positive things, and that's how you will also become a positive person.
I can actually relate it to something. So it the same thing. Like I love consuming content. So I listen to a lot of
Right.
podcasts. I listen to a lot of speeches, kind of stuff. So there is something that I heard. Like if a person goes to Bill Gates, say, I want to learn from you. So come on, who are you? Like no, obviously, come on. What the hell am I gonna get from you, right? So what if
Right.
the person had gone to Bill Gates, let's say 30 years ago, right? When he was just starting out,
Right.
he said, I want to learn from you.
Right.
I want to work with you. He would have said easily, for sure, you can work with me, right? Because at that time, it was the
Yes.
starting point for him. At that time, he was also learning. Now
Right.
he's already at that level that you're not going to contribute anything to him because he already have everything,
Right.
right? So it depends what level you have,
Right.
what level you are on. So you can say, okay, I want to work with you, or I want to go out with you, something like that, so that person can relate with it, right? So that's the one thing that
Right.
came into my mind, and I think it clears out everything. Right?
Yeah. Yeah. Definitely. Definitely.
Yeah, so okay, I think it's been a long time, but let's move forward to last two questions, okay? First question
Sure.
is the question that I ask everybody. What are the three things? It could be advice, it could be suggestions, it could be anything from the experiences that you ever had from the beginning of your life till today, okay? So वो कौन सी suggestion है that you want to give to the audience as to improve their life, improve their lifestyle, like to achieve their goals in the life? So three things. It could be
Okay.
anything. You
The
can take your
first,
time.
the first thing definitely. Yeah, to the first thing I've already said, that start saying yes to things, right? Opportunity and
Right.
the people, try to meet people, say yes to everything, whatever coming in your life, right? If you have time and if you have capability to do it, definitely go for it. The second, start writing your, 5 years, 6 years, or 1 month goals in your diary, right? And that is very much important. With
Yes.
your pen, with your, like, open eyes and everything, right? So I have written that I will be VP or something by 2023, and I achieved it in 2021, right? And this is what I did. So
Okay.
when you start writing, when you start, putting out your thoughts on paper, then you're definitely going to achieve it, right? And don't even write it for yourself, make it public. Write it, put it, and share with your few friends or few family member. That will become your social fear, and you have to achieve it, or else people will start calling you failure, right? So you don't have option to skip that, right?
That's
So
right.
this is the second thing. And third, which is very much important, right? I always feel if you are not going to get so many things, you will not understand what is happening in entire world, right? So don't do one thing at a time, right? Whether you are working somewhere, whether you are starting a company, whatever you are doing, try to do multiple things, right? As I
Right.
mentioned, right, Pratik, a salesperson, no one cares. Pratik, a LinkedIn content creator, no one cares. Pratik, a YouTube video content creator, no one cares, right? Pratik, a podcaster, no one cares. But when Pratik do all these four things, it's hard to remove. A company can easily get someone from these fours, but person cannot get, that company will not get one person doing all these four things, right? So whether
Right.
you are working in some job, whether you are doing your startup or whatever it is, always try to do multiple things, always try to wear multiple hats. Don't say कि इतना पैसा मिल रहा है तो मैं इतने में इतना ही करूंगा, right? Always try to do multiple things so people will think thrice to replace you. They have to hire 3 or 4 people to do your work, and this is, and you can easily do it. It doesn't take so many times or so many effort, just like your willingness. If you wanted
Right.
to do it, you will do it, and that's happened. So yeah, so say yes, right? Write your
Goals.
ambitions and make it public, right?
Right.
And the third, do multiple things. Be a multitasker.
To be a multitasker. That was amazing. Multitasker. Let me write it too, by the way. Although I'm gonna watch the whole video again. I have to edit and all that stuff. But yeah, it was good. But the second question, that was it. Like, you already answered half of the way. That was the second
Okay.
question. So it could be a new one, okay? The same thing, but it could be forward, like it could be a little extended. So where do you see yourself in upcoming 5 years?
Okay. So, it's
It
I
it kind
haven't.
of kind of interview question. Okay, I'm sorry for that, but I just want to know, like, right, as you have like grown so fast in last upcoming few years, but where do you see yourself, like, as the speed you're going?
So there's a two goals in my life right now for upcoming 5 years. The first, as I mentioned, like Tracko, I have to make sure that Tracko is getting worked across
Right.
India. People are working on Tracko, right? Every manufacturing company using Tracko. And the second, I will definitely try to build a education platform, or maybe try to build a content platform where people can literally learn SaaS and they can understand how SaaS sales works. So this is what I'm trying to do. So first, Tracko will be there, and the second, a community education platform where people can learn sales, the basic of sales, how they can crack it, how they can get into sales. So if we go back in college, right? If someone have asked you, Harpreet, what you will become, you might said engineer, doctor, something like blah 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 blah. But no
Right.
one says that I'll become a salesperson. No one says that I'll choose sales as a career, right?
Right.
And that is the sad part. So I wanted to make sure that after 5 years in colleges, students really wanted to come into sales and they wanted to become a salesperson and they wanted to choose sales career before anything else. So this is what I wanted to do.
And they're gonna say, we wanna only learn it from Pratik. We're gonna learn it from him. So
So it's, yeah, definitely. Like, I don't wanted that they have to learn from Pratik, but I definitely wanted to create a ecosystem where there's multiple people are there. There's so many sales people are there, right?
yeah.
There are expert, they are teaching, they are sharing their views, their thoughts. There's so many entrepreneur who are like already done the sales and all, and they are teaching. So this is what I wanted to do.
So there is one thing, Pratik, that I would like to tell you. Like, there are like so many people that could be much wiser than us. Sorry, there could be so
Right.
many people, right? But the thing is that the person that who we are the only we, all the only me. I'm the one person. Okay, I my capabilities are my capabilities. Pratik capabilities are Pratik capabilities. If Pratik is
Right.
good in explaining the things in such a way that people find it easier to understand and they can implement it easily too. So they are for sure gonna come to you. There is another person who is good in cracking sales. He's good in doing sales and finding solutions for anything, but he's
Right.
bad in teaching to others. So his skill is
Right.
not worth enough to other people. For sure, it is for good for him, but not for others, right? So that's what I thought. Like, as I saw you, as you know, this is our first meeting. This is our first time we are
Right.
saw each other, and everything went so fluently, and it wasn't expected, right? So the way of elaborating things that I saw in you, and the way of explaining thing, way of conversation, and we just made a new network. And
Yeah, definitely.
the experience that we shared were really impressive. That's why I was saying, okay, they're gonna come to Pratik. That was the only reason that I said that.
If they wanted to come to Pratik, definitely I'm happy to share my learnings. But
It's
yes,
okay.
definitely. But looking forward
Yeah.
to it that every person who are in college after 5 years wanted to choose a sales career at the first place, right? They don't had, especially we know in India, right? No one wanted to come into sales, right? They are like कि कुछ नहीं हुआ तब sales होगा, and this is what happened. So yeah,
They are not have encountered the real way of doing sales basically. Oh, they only
yeah,
know the sales is going door to door and doing emails. That's not the way of doing sales. Like they are proper structure that we talked already, right? The cold email, the email
right,
is one of them. The talking as well, like it's not a bad part. There is a lot of good things too, but they don't have proper information available. Okay, what actually sales mean, right? So according to
right.
me, because in India, I was also thinking, okay, sales is putting a bag in the neck and going to door. Okay, please, mera product le lo. Please, mera product le lo.
Right.
Kind of stuff. So that's what I think. People are thinking the same way, but as we said, it's gonna
Yeah,
change.
definitely. That's why I'm trying to educate as much as possible. So yeah,
या और राइट प्रतीक मुझे लगता है यहीं पे एंड करते हैं इसको एंड होपफुली लाइक वी माइट मीट अगेन on a podcast again for sure,
definitely
right?
looking forward to it.
Okay, thank you so much, Pratik, for joining
Thanks,
us.
Harpreet.
Okay,
Thanks. It was
Prat-
great talking to you. Thank you so much.
thank you so much.